Welcome to our new video. Today I am going to present a psychological experiment using an apparatus, TACHISTOSCOPE falling dot type. This psychological experiment is used to determine the span of attention, especially the span of attention of visual stimuli of an individual. At any given moment, there are several stimuli in the environment competing for our attention. However, our sense organs can respond to only a limited number of them at the same time. This limit is known as the span of attention. And now we are going to find out the span of attention of an individual. This span of attention varies from individual to individual and from sense organs to sense organ, and also according to the nature of the stimuli. Here we are going to determine the span of attention for the different visual stimuli like single dots, nonsense syllables, that is meaningless combination of letters, and meaningful words. The material required or the material used here includes tachistoscope of the falling dot type and exposure card having the visual stimuli printed on them. Here I am using nonsense syllable cards and meaningful words and dotted cards. Each set of 3 cards bearing 3 to 10 single dots. That is 3 card with 3 dots and 3 card with 4 dots. 3 card with 5 dots, etc. The card with nonsense syllable having 2 letter syllable to 10 letter syllables, 3 different combinations of letters at each level, 3 card with 3 letter syllables and 3 card with 4 letter syllables, so on. The card with meaningful words again ranging from 3 letter words to 15 letter words, different words at each stage. Here I am using, I have already said, a tachistoscope falling dot type. It consists of a wooden screen with a window in the middle which is covered by a movable falling shutter. This shutter can be closed or opened with the help of a lever which is behind the screen at the top. The exposure time is usually 1/10th of a second, and it is sufficient to enable the subject to take a quick glance at the exposed material and at the same time short enough to prevent him from reading or memorizing it. During the experiment, the subject is seated in front of the tachistoscope such that the subject has a good view of the window. The experimenter sits on the other side of the apparatus, keeping the separate sets of cards with the experimenter. Before the experiment, the set of cards are shuffled separately and keep ready for the experiment. During the experiment, the experimenter give instructions to the subject like observe this window carefully, and the experimenter will say ready and open this window, and the subject will see a card with a number of dots or nonsense syllables or meaningful words and try to find out how many dots or how many letters or find out the words in the exposed card during that short period of time. The experimenter then shuffled the set of cards and single dots exposed them one after another. Each time giving a ready signal. After presenting each card, he makes a note of the actual number of dots as well as the subject response. The complete set is exposed once and then exposed for the second time. The subject thus views each card twice, and therefore there are 6 stimuli of each level, that is 6 exposure for 3 dots and 6 exposure for 4 dots, etc. After exposing all the cards, the experimenter find out how many times the subject has responded correctly for each level out of the possible 6 times. Tabulating the result, we can make a table consisting of 4 columns. The first column we can write level or number of dots, and in the second column we can write total number of presentations, and third column number of correct responses, and in the fourth column it represents the percentage of correct responses. Suppose we are presenting 3 dots card for 6 times. In the first column we can write 3, and in the second column, that is the total number of presentations, we can write 6. And after that, in the third column we can write the number of correct responses that the subject made. Suppose it is 6, the percentage of correct response is 100%. Likewise, we can find out the each level of dots or each level of nonsense syllables or each level of meaningful words, and find out the percentage of correct responses. After completion of the entire experiment, we can make a table like this. That is, the table consists of 2 columns. The first column we can write the nature of material, and the second column we can write the span of attention. And after finding out the percentage of span of attention, we can make a table like this. The first first column we can write single dots, and write in the second column the span of attention which we find using the subject's response, and then the nonsense syllables. Second we can write nonsense syllables and then write the span of attention in the second column, and meaningful words then write the span of attention of the second column. We can collect group data and tabulate like this. That is a table consisting of 5 columns. First column we can write the serial number, and in second column we can write the name of the subject, and then third column we can write the different stimuli which we used to measure the span of attention, like single dot, nonsense syllables, and meaningful words. If we are using group test or numbers, we can also write here. Okay, then after that we can find out the mean and standard deviation, and using this we can find out the attention span of different individuals, and we can also compare the span of attention in single dots, in nonsense syllables, and in meaningful words. And we can find out that the span of attention of meaningful words will be usually much higher than the span of attention of the nonsense syllables, because the factor of meaning and familiarity help the subject to comprehend or understanding it more.